Today on In the Woodyard, we're at the Firewood Emporium. So we're at my dad's land where we processed a bunch of wood, and I have my little trailer with me because I had to haul some stuff here. And because I brought it, I am going to be loading up some of this wood that needs to be dried. I'm going to be taking it back and I'm going to be stacking it. Yes, you heard that right. I'm going to be stacking it behind my building. I got an area there where I've got a bunch of different props and backgrounds I use from my photography business that I don't really use very much. So I'm going to move them to a different area and be able to pile all of my wood, not all of it, but a bunch of wood behind my building. And the reason I'm going to do that is that way I've got it there when I need it. And I'm going to stack it because I want to save space. It has nothing to do with looks, nothing to do with drying, nothing to do with measuring it. I just want to save space, and by stacking it I can get a lot of wood back there. So that is the plan. It's an area where I have had wood in the past. Way before I had a firewood YouTube channel, and the Woodyard channel that you're watching, I had wood there. So there it is. We got the trailer loaded. I was going to stack it in here, but I don't want to stack it any more than I have to, so we just tossed it in. I got a good load in there. It's a little more than 2/3 of a cord. So what we did was we purposely kind of went in between and tried to open up in between the piles like this so they can get airflow in there. I did this one over here. So basically we're trying to create an alley between them, not just because we want to be able to walk through there, but kind of open this up so the air can flow all the way around it. And then I went around the outside. There was wood all the way out to here, and I picked all of this up. So I'm purposely going to be picking up more of this and throwing it up into the piles. That's stuff that's on the ground on the edges to build it up and just get it more compact. So I'll be hauling a couple more loads from here as I come and do stuff, either working here or with my dad. So that over there, it was out like 3 feet. It looked like this. So basically we just brought everything in so that it's more of a sheer wall, I guess, where the sun and wind can hit it. We're going to clean all this up around here too. I'll constantly pick around the edges as much as I can and get it so that it's not on the ground. We had rain last night, so you can see there's a little bit of moisture. All this stuff we're going to end up getting picked up and clean all this up. We'll put the bucket on, we'll scrape all this sawdust up and get that shoved over into the woods, and all these cookies we'll pick up. So the guys that do big volumes, guys that are professional full-time firewood sellers, guys that do thousands of cords a year, never touch the wood. They put their piles so that they're in cones, a little bit of space between, right on the ground, and it dries just fine. Yes, when you get down to the very bottom, there's going to be some pieces that aren't dry. So we'll just throw those into another pile or on pallets or something when we get down to the very, very bottom. And we'll leave them sit for another few months or 6 months, a year, whatever. But all the stuff on top will be just fine. So the very bottom may be a little bit wet. I'll test it with a moisture meter so we know. And I know the stuff that makes contact with the ground, especially red oak, does wick moisture. But everything that's one layer above will not be in contact with the ground, so it'll be fine. And being that it's open like this, it will dry really good. So here you can see I opened this up through here, opened it up through there so wind can flow all the way around here. And that's the same thing we'll do to these too. Eventually I'll come get more loads and I'll just work my way into the piles because we got them too close here, because whenever they touch like this, that's when you can get mold. Apparently from the guys that are in the know that I've talked to, they say just don't have your piles touch and they'll be just fine. The water sheds off of it just like an umbrella. It runs right down the sides. Once you get in, if you get a couple inches of rain, you dig inside of there. If you're in a foot and a half, totally dry. And the surface moisture, which is, you know, the rain, wherever you get and dew and things like that, dries off every day because this is in the wind and sun all day long. So I will open this up through here as we go. As I come and get loads, I'll start separating it and picking this stuff up off the ground so that it looks all nice and neat and it can dry better that way. So that is the plan. So yeah, we'll work through here, and you can see here where I got this one where I opened this up right here and on the other side. We got that done. Now the next project, I have some white oak over here. It's a nice cool day today. I'm here mainly because the Blockbuster processor is coming back today. The B18 that was at the Virginia show is coming back today, and that's supposed to be here like in about an hour or so. Had to be here because we're going to set it up right away. But these logs right here, I am going to cut up with my chainsaw, one of the chainsaws. We get these cut up and we're going to split them. put it in a separate pile, because this is white oak primarily. It's all white oak all the way till right there. That is a piece of aspen. And there's a piece of cherry on the bottom, and then some Scotch pine on top. We'll pull that out of there. But all this oak's going to get cut up and split right here so it can start to dry, because white oak is very popular for people that smoke meat, so that's what that is. So we're going to get that done this morning too. There it is. We just finished the white oak, got that done. This pile of red oak is my brother's. That's stuff we cut here, so he's gonna be taking that. And then obviously we got the trailer loaded before, and we're gonna keep hauling stuff back. He's just kind of pushing some logs around now and pushing up the brush pile a little bit. And in a couple days I'm gonna come back. So we got the processor back. Just came here this morning. It's the same processor that was at the Virginia show, the one that I had here before. They came and got it, took it to the show in Virginia. And so they did all the demonstrating there, and then we just unhooked it just now. The driver just left, and so we got it hooked up here. And in a couple days, once this dries up, because it rained last night, we got a bunch of rain, so it kind of got soft here. We're gonna eventually be able to do processing again. So there we go. That's all I got for today, folks. See you tomorrow morning, 5:30 a.m. Good night, Irene.